It's just part of it. You know, there's entertainers and there's competitors, and I totally understand that. And my job is to compete, and that's what I'm focused on doing. Of course, we're doing this mid-game, but you know, it's something that I'll get used to, and just want to be the best team that I can and create an environment where we can all go do our best work. That's all we want to do.
I don't even think about nothing. I don't think about anything. If it's not words or anything, you know, at this point, it can't do anything to me. You know, I know, you know, the God put the ability and the power within me to not even think about nobody else's comments, not care. It is what it is. I spoke with him. He said, nah, bro, that wasn't. He said, that wasn't. He told me on the plane. He came up. He was like, nah, bro, that wasn't at you. I see how they trying to spin. I'm like, oh, all right. I'm not tripping. Regardless of whatever it was, I don't. Nobody's words or anything affects me, you know. So, yeah.
So did you believe him when he told you it wasn't on you?
Did I believe him?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like you're trying to start stuff now. I feel like you're trying to start stuff. I mean, he's doing his job. He's supposed to. Do I feel like he did? I don't know. And that's not on me to sit here and be like, oh, he did it. That's not going to change my life in any way.
So Shador Sanders responds to the Dillon Gabriel comment of him being an entertainer. Hey, you know, I mean, you know, the thing about it was he didn't believe him. You know, you got to remember back in the time, back last season when they played Oregon at Colorado, or when they played Oregon at Colorado, the coach made similar comments. So, you know, that's passive aggressiveness. That's like you subliminally talking shit to somebody. You throwing subliminals, but they, oh no, I ain't really mean that. But you knew they was talking about you. That's like, yeah, the nigga that went to the club, nigga had a Seattle Seahawks throwback on. And who the fuck wear with the 2K4 right? Who wear that shit, man? You like, dog, you was talking about me? No, I was just talking about it in general. That's passive aggressiveness. And unfortunately, there's a lot of a generation of black children who do not know how to deal with passive aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying? They don't know how to deal with it. And a lot of them don't even know when people being racist to them no more. But check out the NFL playlist, thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And everybody knew he was talking about him. Then he said, yeah, he came up to me. He said, oh, no, I wasn't talking about you. And like, I be telling you, dog, man, this is why you stay away from most people, bro. Like, yeah, you was. Yeah, you was. You better off not even saying nothing or being honest. Or like, my bad, you know, I was just in the moment. You know, that's what they do. Passive aggressiveness comes with lies. Oh, it ain't even like that, and I ain't even mean it like. And a lot of people do that shit online. They talk that shit online, and when you see them in person, oh, it wasn't even like that. I wasn't even talking about you, and like, you know how he rolling. And he handled that well, and he basically he admitted in a subliminal way that he didn't believe him. He knew he was talking shit about him. This is what happened when you draft the quarterback in the third round and the fifth round. And everybody know the fifth round quarterback better than the third or fourth round quarterback. But ultimately, they still put it out there, and I'll speak on that in a minute, that Dillon Gabriel's going to run with the second team, and Shedeur Sanders going to roll with the third team. Despite him fumbling and throwing the pick six, and despite Shedeur, you know, shining in his, and obviously Shedeur gave them an opportunity to put him in front of him by getting injured. So at the end of the day, if Stefanski, you know, wants Dillon Gabriel, so be it. How about you trade Shador Sanders, or you let him go somewhere where he can go, you know, where somebody else can develop him or not. That's my whole thing about it. But Dillon Gabriel, very disingenuous. It doesn't surprise me, man. When you get out here in corporate America, that's all you're going to see is disingenuous people. I like Corey Holcomb said on the 51 to 50 show Tuesday. He said, when somebody called me talking shit about somebody, I tell him to, hey, hold on. And he said he called the other person and said, well, okay, what you said about them? He said the guy kept hanging up. Like, yeah, like don't say nothing to me about nobody you won't say into their face. I don't even care. Only exception to the rule is that if you want to do that in a corporate setting, so be it. You know, cool. But outside of a corporate setting, a business or works, I don't care. I'm going to do a court. I'm going to go get that person to call that person and say, okay, tell me what you said about him. You know, but that's what you're going to deal with in corporate America. That is their number one language is passive. That's their number one playbook, moving their playbook is passive aggressiveness. And then when you flip out and you check them, they be like, oh, you know, oh, that's his, oh, he tripping. I don't know why he tripping like that. That's their number one playbook. And you smack him in the mouth and then, oh, you wrong. And that, I didn't mean it like that. And that's how I go. That's how I go. So, you know, Dillon, Shedeur handled that well. He got well media trained. But he didn't accept that apology. He didn't accept, you know, that bullshit that man was saying. It's a competition. I get it. Oh, you know, we're not out here, you know, entertainers. And we like, okay, that's whatever. Cool. The truth will tell if Cleveland keep him and they start him and Shedeur goes somewhere else. And the truth gonna tell. It's gonna show. It is. But as far as, you know, Dillon Gabriel, you know, having the honors of the second team, so be it. Let them have it. You know, you do what you do with the third team. It's obviously that Andrew Berry wanted you, the general manager, the black general manager that stayed on code, and they probably told them don't draft him at all. I'm pretty sure if they did an NFL investigation, they said don't draft him at all. Right? I bet you find that. But the coaching staff prefers Flacco, Pickett, and Gabriel over Shador Sanders. And the owner. The only people that want Shador Sanders is Andrew Berry. That's it. That's it. Kevin Stefanski don't want Shador Sanders. He's perfectly fine with Dillon Gabriel, Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett. If he had they pick, him and Jimmy Haslam, whatever the coach, the owner name, Shador Sanders wouldn't be there. And Shador Sanders probably would have been an undrafted free agent had Cleveland never took him. So that's just the guy. That's the God honest truth. Andrew Berry stayed on code. He believed in him, and he drafted him. And what they pretty much saying is, oh man, you know, he could be the third. Or, you know, we don't really want him, and we can cut. I'm telling y'all what it's gonna go down to. Only reason Shador Sanders got a spot in the NFL, in particular on Cleveland, is because of Andrew Berry. That's it. You know, so this is the God honest truth. But hey, it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Check out the NFL playlist. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Kick, Amazon, Instagram. We literally everywhere. I appreciate the love and support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comments section. But honestly, man, that's how they rolling, man. So we'll see what happens. But probably Kenny Pickett might get traded, and they gonna carry Flacco, Gabriel, Sanders, if I had to guess. But appreciate the love, support, peace.